project was begun by Greg. Greg is a longtime friend and drummer, and he has been coming to my rehearsals for many, many years. And he told me, let's make a record with your music. And I was thrilled, and I said yes.
I've been connected in different ways to Edward Bonoff, we call him Ed, for it could be 40-something years. And I've always been, a longtime friend and a fan of his work. And it actually really crystallized, the idea for this recording crystallized during the great pandemic of 2020. It was a terrible time, but it was also a time when a lot of us folks, in the arts, kind of went inward. Suddenly we weren't playing with anybody, right? Suddenly we were on our, left to our own devices. And I began to sort of plot out the goals, the next plan and the next road ahead. And one of the first ideas that came to me for the next record that I want to make, which will be my second as a leader, is an album dedicated to Ed Bonoff's compositions and arrangements.
We talked about who to use, and he got together the absolute best guys he could find. Now we're waiting for a Grammy.
I sort of had to make the decision of, whether to use in the project some of Ed's regular guys in his weekly band and to pull in freelancers from the outside. And so I got a couple of name players on there too. And that would be Gary Smillian, the baritone sax player. Gary and everyone in this project are all leaders in their own rights. Everybody has produced albums and composed music. Next in line in the group we have Tim Armacost, who's quite possibly my favorite tenor saxophone player of all right now. Of all the living current active players. He's, as you'll hear on the record, he's terrific on soprano saxophone too. Following in the horn line would be John Fumasoli, the trombone player, who's a very active and notable band leader in the area north of New York City, running his own bands for quite some time, and he's a fantastic arranger and composer himself. And then on bass, a natural fit for this thing was Rich Zurkowski, who kind of gives the perfect combination of raw conviction as well as just being able to fit into the ensemble beautifully. And the final icing on the cake in the group is the amazing Hiroshi Yamazaki, a Westchester County-based piano player originally from Japan. I think he's been in the States for quite a long time. And he sort of brings in this combination of traditional bebop as well as kind of a lyrical sound that adds a nice contrast to some of the other sort of stronger, gutsier players in the group. And I'm the drummer, Greg Burrows.
I wrote 8 of the 10. One is by Duke Ellington, and the other selection is a medley of tunes by Billy Strayhorn and Duke Ellington, and the other 8 I wrote. And the Ellington ones I arranged. I came up listening to all kinds of jazz, and I'm influenced by all kinds of jazz. The closest I could come to describing this would be mainstream bebop.
I love all of the tunes. I'm actually really a fan of Ed's melody lines and compositions.
It's always great working with Greg. For one thing, Greg plays the room perfectly, doesn't overplay, and he knows my music, and it's just a good fit. It's always a good fit with Greg.
There was a love thing going on from day one with this thing. We as soon as people showed up at Ed's house, I don't know. I can't put it any other way. It was a party. It was a love fest. Everyone was enjoying each other's playing. It was the first introduction to Ed's music for several of the guys.
To have a lovely ballad medley in the middle of kind of a hardcore bebop session is very nice for a change of pace. So the Ellington Strayhorn medley is fulfills that function.
We just recorded 10 of Ed's tunes, 8 of his own compositions, and 2, as mentioned, his arrangements of Ellington and Strayhorn. And now it's in the can.
My wife is totally supportive, and I can bang the shit out of the drums or the piano anytime almost, and she smiles at me.